Sup witches, Celeste the Silver Cord here, bringing you your new moon messages for July 20th, 2020. How you guys doing? I got a big shout out to the 143 Soul Tribe here. All my crazy witches and aliens. This new moon is going to be at 1:34 p.m. Eastern. So I think that's pretty cool, especially for those of us that are all still on the East Coast. My, my Edgar Casey people keeping it down in Virginia Beach. Love you guys. I miss you so much. All right, so we have the new moon on July 20th, 2020. You guys already got the 222s. So if you've been seeing 222 a lot, this moon is probably going to be big for you. I did pull some cards. I'm going to get to those at the end. I just put them out there so you guys can see them. All right, so the new moon is going to be in Cancer. Sorry, it seems like the more videos I do, the worse this gets. And the sun is going to be in Cancer. They're going to be at 28 degrees, bringing the power of 10. So we have... this is all about movement, divine timing, transitions, change, overcoming obstacles, control, and balance. The number 10 brings the frequencies of crisis, burden, alignment, and establishment. This is where you figure out how to overcome these conflicts. You have to figure out what is causing these crises, what is causing the burden, why does it feel like a burden, how can you get back in alignment, and how can you balance what burdens you do want to keep that are not causing conflict. I mean, it's like your kids. They're a burden, but you wouldn't give them up for the world, but you need to balance them with your career, stuff like that, right? Same thing with your love life. You got to be able to balance out how much personal time you need to how much personal time they need and how much time they need to be together. Things like that. This is the time to identify what is causing crisis, what is causing burdens, how can you get back into alignment and establish balance, right? All right, so now we got the Capricorn retrograding triad of Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter. So... we got Jupe. Jupe's about with the number 3 because he's at 21 degrees. So this is bringing moderation. This is message for them is controlling oneself. A lot of you guys are doing fasting, quitting different things, trying different things. This is about learning how to moderate something that you tend to overindulge in. And through gaining some self-control over moderation, you gain some self-confidence. Pluto is bringing the energy of 5 with it being at 23 degrees. This is all about the ending of an emotional cycle. This is, like I said, 5s are swift, rapid change. They can bring conflict and disagreement and loss and insecurity and whatever, because it's 5 is kind of the tower number, right? It's rapid change, it's quick change. But it is definitely the end of an emotional cycle. The end is usually, a climactic point. And climaxes either they happen at the beginning, they happen at the peak, and then they happen at the end, right? There's always those 3 key moments. Anybody who's been a writer knows that they're so important to your plot, right? There's always something major that happens at the end that brings everybody into focus on what they need to do. So that's what Pluto is bringing with its undercurrents from the under realms, which does not mean hell. That's not an evil place. It's just, a saying, a different dimension, if you will. So then we have Saturn again. And Saturn is all about the control and structure. So that goes back up to the moderation and self-control. So like I said, these guys are all working together. And he's also bringing the balance of 10, which is also the completion of a cycle number. So this is all about recognizing what tempts you, what you are greedy about, what you are lustful for, and what you are willing to manipulate people to get. Or if someone is tempted by you, they're just lusting after you, they don't love you, and they are trying to manipulate you. right? There's two ends of this spectrum every time. This world is duality. For every angel, there is a dragon. For every butterfly, a dragonfly. Or you want to roll those dice in whatever terms you choose to use. All right, so then we've got Pisces. And oh, Jesus. Did I see Neptune before? No, I said Jupiter, right? All right, then we got Pisces with Neptune at 2. All right, so this is bringing the number 2, which is all about bringing balance. But Pisces, you know, being the moon sign, and Neptune also with water, this is all about illusions, frauds, hidden enemies. A choice needs to be made for progress and new partnerships and balance to come in. All right? Like I said before, who is using who? This is what we're all awakening to. This is what this new moon's energy is. This is who's being manipulated and who's not. Yeah. Its masks are coming off all over the place. I mean, there's the lineup of the fact that the mask, no masking thing being major in the media and everything else like that. I do find it kind of funny when you look around and you pay attention on who's real, who's not real, and then it's who's wearing a mask and who's not right now. I don't know, just saying, synchronicities. It's, you know, my boyfriend was getting on me and he was just like, he doesn't really understand the whole astrology thing and how it works. And he's like, you know, you guys seem like you're saying the same thing every time. I'm like, that's because you're watching it really close together. Of course, it takes a long time for cycles to roll around, but by far, no, this is not the same thing every time. So we got Taurus. Taurus has Uranus there, and Uranus is also at 10 degrees. So there's another 10, and I'm sorry. And Taurus with Uranus there, it's bringing revelations, explanations, enlightenment, hope, spiritual illumination, and truth. So for all the lies that are being unmasked this month, at the end of this month with these shifts with this new moon, it is bringing you spiritual enlightenment. You are learning the truth. You are getting explanations. Revelations are being made and coming to the forefront. They can, what does it say? 3 things cannot be hidden for long, and that is the sun, the moon, and the truth. So the truth is coming out for everybody. Well, almost everybody. Those of you who are still using your toxic traits and words to manipulate people and keep people stuck in third-party hurtful situations, yeah, those are the people who are going to be busted out by this moon. And then we got Gemini, all right? So Gemini has got Venus, and they're both representative of the Lover's card or the Love card in this deck. This is my Goddess deck. And that's all about harmony, passion, sexuality, awareness of what you are truly passionate about, right? Truly passionate about, not pretending to be passionate to try and save a relationship, not being fake, not is your persona in love with this other person's persona. This is what are you truly passionate about. All these trials and tribulations and retrogrades and everything else are a rite of passage. They are here to bring you self-confidence, to return you to a more innocent and giving place. Once you drop all the masks, you'd be surprised at the wonder of the world around you. And maybe it's an Aries thing. I know for sure it's an Aries thing, that we're just fascinated by the littlest things. And there's a genuine innocence in that. And you can be very giving when you're in that innocence. But not to the point that you're taken advantage of. There's a difference between being given and being manipulated. All right? And that's what everybody's going to learn. I just mentioned this in the video from this morning. It's just, you know, you can't blind yourself. You can't be, like, being optimistic is great and it's beautiful. But being naive is sad, because that is how you will get hurt. There's being giving, and then there's being manipulated into giving to people who don't deserve it and don't appreciate it and don't need it. All right. The North Node is also in Gemini with Venus right now. So with your heart that is calling you to what you are passionate about, the purpose message I got is overcoming anxiety and despair through resilience and persistence to reach comfort and satisfaction, gratitude, and luxury. So this is just being resilient when someone tells you that you're crazy because you don't believe whatever they believe anymore, or you're starting to change your perspectives, and being resilient to those kind of things, and being persistent and remaining true in who you are. And that is how you will get over the anxiety and despair. If you may remain resilient and persistent in your truth, then you don't really have to, you don't have, what am I doing on time? Cool, 11:11, of course. 11:01. If you remain resilient and persistent in who you are, you will reach comfort and satisfaction, gratitude, and luxury, because you will raise your frequency. It will remove those who do not belong in your frequency anymore, and you will, you'll be able to hit that. Gratitude and luxury go hand in hand. Those who are grateful for what they have, the universe gives more to be grateful for. That's how you get into that luxury, into that, into the satisfaction state of comfort, where you reached a comfortable zone and a satisfied zone. You know, you have to have that gratitude frequency, but you can't reach it if you're in anxiety and despair, because you're constantly worried about what other people think of you. That making sense? Or if you're in an environment where you're walking on eggshells because you're scared that the person you're with is going to snap on you any second, you know, especially if you open your mouth about any of your beliefs. I mean, I know I've been there, guys. I've been there. My last husband, anytime he would start complaining about something, he'd be like, "Oh my God, all these people are driving crazy and the car's acting up and blah, 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 blah. My phone's not working and I couldn't call you and this, that, and the other thing happened." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, babe." I mean, like, I'm like, there's like 2 weeks left in Mercury retrograde. Things will start to buff out here soon. And he would be like, "That don't have nothing to do with the price of tea in China." And I'm like, why are you angry that I'm into astrology? Like, I mean, I know I'm more into it, more vocal about it, because now I'm actually doing things with it. But if you're going to snap at me every time I bring up something I believe and try to make me feel stupid for trying to change our frequency and better our lives, and I'm sorry, I was in a very stagnant place with him. And then after I decided to pretty much flip the monopoly board on life and be like, "Look, I can't follow my dreams if you're going to, if you don't believe in me too." So, yeah, those are the hard decisions that are coming up. I know, and I see the cycles, guys. I mean, people wonder why I believe so hard in astrology and stuff like that. And it's because I see the cycles, I see the patterns. Working online, working with these communities, I see so many people going through the same things. And granted, we don't go through them at the same times. Some of us are 6 months ahead, some of us are 6 months behind. But definitely every now and then during these big shifts, you can see it hit with a lot of people at one time. So these are the people I'm trying to reach, the ones who are going through it now. All right. All right, so we got rain purification, and you guys have heard me. I am so in love with thunderstorms. It's not even funny. I love the rain more than anything. My boyfriend's got to catch me now a couple of times outside in the rain. I'll be all zoned out in the teepee, and then I'll open my eyes and he'll be standing out there with me. I love it. It's like having a guardian. All right, so we got the Two of Pentacles. Like I said, we need balance. We got the King of Pentacles. This is about not being greedy. The King of Pentacles is someone who is not nurturing, not generous, not giving. They are greedy. They are misers. They They want to be in control of everything, and everybody else doesn't really have a say of what goes on with the money in the house. Nobody else is allowed to make decisions. Like I said with my last ex, it was all about, don't you dare spend a dime of my money on anything that you're doing. If you want to do it on your own. And you know what? When someone says to me something like that, if you want to do it on your own. Guess what I do? I go do it on my own. I'm pain in the ass, triple fire sign. That is exactly what I do. Anybody who tries to put too much control of my life or starts making decisions for me based on what makes me happy and tries to tell me, no, that's not allowed to make you happy, or says things in the ways of, oh, that makes you happy, but if you want to do it, I want nothing to do with it. And then it's like, well, then I don't want nothing to do with you. How many women in this world sit around watching football and MMA fights and all this other nonsense for their boyfriends, but then when you turn on something that you like to watch and you want to watch a rom-com or you want to watch something that you enjoy, you get eye rolls and hugs and and that's just, it's not fair. It's zero effort. It's zero effort. For a lot of masculines out there, they just, the feminines will try to talk about things that matter to them. They'll try to talk about their friends with you. They'll try to talk about whatever they're interested in with you, and you brush them off, but then you expect them to engage in football parties and everything else and watch these things with you and just let me watch this and just listen to this music that I don't like. And things like that bothers me to no end too. When you tell somebody you don't like a certain genre of music or a certain style of music, or you don't like it when people are really just nasty and disgusting in songs, and you tell them that, and then they keep going, oh, listen to this song, just don't listen to this one part. And it's like, no, I have no respect for the person that's singing the song because they're nasty, derogatory people, especially towards women. I don't want to listen to it. Will not listen to music that is misogynistic and derogatory towards women. I can't do it. I got nothing against rap, but 99% of it is. And then you guys wonder why guys that listen to that type of music treat you like crap. Just saying. Because it's gonna come into play here in just a second. All right, so rain, purification. Take the time to purify yourself. I pulled that message up the other day too, purifying yourself with water rituals. Do it. It's good for you. Cleanse, release, wash yourself of these things. It's not until after there's rain that there's even rainbows. You have to have it. The rain nourishes the ground. It waters your roots. You need it. The other card I pulled, which is trippy that it's a full moon card, black flower fragrance. Can you see it? Where's my camera at? Oh, there's the rain card if you wanted to see it. Rain purification. All right. And I wrote this one down because I'm still learning this deck. And I hadn't seen this card yet. This is time as an eternal, not fleeting, but locked. No progress is no regression either. The sentence for it was, eating the lotus flower, numbing our identities to go by the sound of other music that is not ours. If you're numbing yourself in order to tolerate your situation, you need to find out why you're numbing yourself. It's more to do than the physical addiction. Always. Always. And I'm going to say this, and you guys see, I've seen plenty of my flaws. Somebody who drinks too much is escaping and numbing themselves. Any type of drug that numbs or heightens you is somebody who is numbing themselves to their reality so they do not have to face it. Whether you do it a little, whether you do it a lot, that's really why we do it. If you do it to the point of excess. I'm not talking about like having a drink in the evening and relaxing. I'm talking about you need to drink 4 or 5 drinks just to go to sleep. Got to look at that, guys. You have to do 2 lines of Coke before you can go to the party, or you can't be sociable. Got to look at that, guys. Those who smoke cigarettes secretly want to kill themselves. They don't want to live to be old. That is why they do it. I know it. You know it. All right? So you need to ask yourself, why are you doing these things? Why? What can I fix? Or what can I change about me that I love myself enough that I do want to quit smoking, and I do want to quit drinking, and I do want to quit these things so that I can be the best version of myself. And, irony enough, breaking bad habits, self-acceptance, excellent mental health, and letting go of vices. I didn't even look at these yet before I did all that. Perseverance, once again, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. Breaking bad habits are hard. As soon as you try to break the bad habit, the universe will try to test you and give you all your favorite excuses to keep doing it. The triple spiral. Listen to the divine wisdom and joyful learning in life's lessons. Learn your lessons and you will find your joy, and you will be able to let go of these toxic traits. Like I said, I have been bad down the drinking hole before. And both my husbands allowed me to do this because they knew as long as I kept drinking, I would stay with them. I told you guys I was married for 10 years once. And my second husband I was with for 5 to 6 years. So it's a long time. With my first husband, it was, if it wasn't alcohol, I was on pain pills for my spine, my neck. My second husband, it was so bad to the point where I would drink during the morning, pass out, get up, clean the house, go pick up the kids, come home, cook dinner, and then drink until I passed out again. I've been there, guys. You have to make the changes in you, and you have to start loving yourself enough to make the changes. And now I was able to make changes while I was with both of them, but I only was able to get so far because they wouldn't change with me. So anytime my frequency would hit up to a certain point, theirs wouldn't come with me. And this happens in a lot of relationships, because I know there was points probably where I was really bad off the wagon at the point and really not in control of myself, and they were probably trying and I wasn't. The problem comes in is if both people have to be trying to raise frequency at the same time, because if you're not, one person's they're going to drift apart. There's no other way around it. That's just how it works. It's just magnets that negative and positive magnets. You just can't force them together no matter how hard you try. So that's why I talk about, you guys got to be able to have hard conversations with your partner. Communication is so important. If you can't have a hard conversation with your partner to work through these energies so that you both can rise together and you both are working to rise together, you're gonna drift apart. There's gonna be nothing else you can do about it. You're gonna drift apart. One of you is going to, because you're drifting apart and this connection is breaking, the person down here is going to attract another person on this level, and the person up here will attract a person on this level. And then that's where the whole temptation, third party bullshit all starts coming into play. Which is why I say, the universe will send you plenty of things. It'll send you anything that you're sending out a frequency for. But sometimes it's a test. Sometimes the universe will give you everything you want, and then it'll send you something just to see if you'll give up that frequency to go back. Because that's the only way it can know you learned your lesson. All right, my other thing for you guys, everybody is struggling with the sleep thing. I understand this. I keep saying this. I'm going to keep saying this because this is really what happened to me with the Chantic stuff. I did not sleep for over a week. The side effects are not good, okay, of no sleep. It's called sleep psychosis. You can get very, very sick. You can cause a lot of harm, all right? It's kind of like being on Ambien. If you're not sleeping I suggest you start following your roots. If you're trying to learn magic also, just if you're trying to learn magic in general, stop trying to learn elaborate spells. Start simple. There's a reason hedge witches and kitchen witches are a thing. The original witches were cunning women. They made herbs and teas and medicines and things of that nature. They were more valuable for their knowledge in herbs and healing remedies than love spells or anything else like that. Because back when all this started, when cunning women and witches came, everybody just didn't want to die. Everything killed us. You ever watched The Million Ways to Die in the West? And that wasn't even that long ago. So we're really lucky today with all the medicines that we have, but start with those herbs because you will learn a lot on that path. It's a great jumping point platform. All right, loves, blessed be all those who walk these paths with me. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Oh, yeah, like it. Like, share, subscribe, spank the bell, share it for me. Love you.